This is a basic video just kind of showing you how the iPad is used and the general features of AcoTruck. So when you get your iPad, you just hit the square button twice. Your passcode is going to be 6500. Brings you to the main screen, and the dispatching and pricing program we use is AcoTruck. It's this icon right here. Your tech ID is going to be your first initial last name, and your password is going to be the last four of your social. Alright, so that brings us to the main dispatch screen, and that's going to show you any calls that are active. Typically you're only going to have one, and the call that we're going to kind of use as an example is this call for Atticus Finch. Now if you look at the main screen, you're going to see that there's three different schedule screens. Right now we're on currently active, so that's going to show you any calls that are on your iPad now that you can actually modify and actually use. Pending upload would be anything that is going to sync up back to the office the next time you sync. And upload complete is storage of any calls within the past 3 days that you've uploaded, but you actually can't touch them. So if we go back to currently active, here's all your active calls. So when you highlight the call, you'll see that these bubbles at the bottom can all be activated, and there's a work order that'll bring you to the actual call slip. Change status is going to allow you to send the call back to the office. We don't really use start launch. Display map, that'll show you where the map is, and then your sync button. So if we go into the work order, you're going to see this is where all of the information for the customer and the nature of the service call is going to be. At the very top, there's three different modes of work order that we can use, which we'll get into a little bit later. Your labor box at the top, material box, which we don't really use, the flat rate box, equipment and resolutions. Up here it just kind of gives you the general information of which call slip, the date, and the time. Sometimes there'll be notes in here, like if they mailed the customer a coupon or lockbox code, something like that. And down here is where all the call slip information is. It's going to tell you who took the service call, if you have to call on the way, if there's a trip charge. It's important to carefully read that before you head out to the call. The office is going to call them on the way to the customer's house, so you don't have to worry about doing that. But you do want to carefully read the call slip notes. There may be important information like enter through side door, different information that you're going to want to know before you get to the customer's house. At the bottom, you can see there's a map button again, like on the main screen. It's going to bring up the map and tell you exactly where this job is. You can zoom in. It's good to cross-reference this with your GPS so you know you're going to the right address. And then we have our receipt button. So that is the general anatomy of a call slip in AcoTruck.